Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Monday, October the 28th, the year 2019. Let's talk trading. Tick timing trick. I've been asked by one of the traders to go into detail about the tick timing trick, so stand by. But when you're using it, you have to make sure you have your money and risk management in place. Now, another trader asked me, they thanked me for my video yesterday, but now they were asking about stop loss, where to put the stop loss. And I said, see, I believe they're thinking in terms of the chart rather in terms of money. First, you have to decide on the dollar amount or percentage you're willing to lose per trade. Once you do that, then you can look at your chart and decide, well, I think the stop loss should be, below the previous month's low by 2 pips or something like that. Then you can determine your position size so you don't lose more on any trade than you're willing to lose. So you have to do the steps in order. Determine your risk, and then either you determine your position size because you've decided where the stop loss is, or you'll determine or calculate your stop loss because you want to use a certain position size. And that's all there is to it. But you have to do this step first. Determine the amount you are willing to lose per trade. Okay, we're going to go through this quickly. And as we're going through this, remember, boys and girls, fellow traders, that these videos are for educational purposes only, and that your results may differ from mine, and that trading is very risky and forex trading is very risky. And because of that, if you need financial advice, financial guidance, seek it from an accredited financial professional. That way, when you lose your money, you know you got your advice from an accredited financial professional rather than somebody that you heard on a YouTube video or somewhere you read about on somewhere on the internet. Okay, that's out of the way. We have a few gaps that need to be filled here, and you can see that the dollar yen broke out of the previous week's high, and we're up by 17 pips. One of those trades that, just simple horizontal line trade. And we're only below the yearly open by 71 pips. And for the month, we're up 87 pips from the open. On the week, nice 27. Nice movement to the upside. And you can see here, we are within the range of the first day of the year's candle right there. There's the high, the open, and the low. Okay, let's get on with the timing trick. But before we get to that chart, we need to we're going to find some pairs here that should show a interesting, we should be able to see it at work. Let's pick the Euro AUD because you see it's making a low this minute on the day. So, or actually, the way it looks, we might be able to stick with dollar yen here. Actually, we can stick with the dollar yen. So let's get over to the tick chart or the Einstein line chart. Now, tick chart, hit F9, function key F9. What we'll do is we will put this right beside here. Okay. This is the ask line. You see this matches this. This is the bid line. And this matches this. Okay, now, this 97 right here, you see, as the bid is going up, this is going up. And the whole idea is something I just observed that so many times, years ago, I would enter a trade and it would just seem to go against me like, 3 pips, 5 pips. And then I'd be stuck in that trade, kind of hoping that it would finally turn and go my way. It's just like, how do I improve my timing? Well, I just started, when I found out about the F9 key, I think I hit it by mistake, actually. It's like, oh, what's this? Oh, a tick chart. That's kind of interesting. So I just started watching it. And then, eventually I observed something that until the ask gets below the peak of the bid, price doesn't drop. It just doesn't. So I hopefully, within the next 9 minutes or so, we'll see price dropping. And so what I did was I wrote my own little spread dots indicator. I had the spread dots that just had the ask and the bid, but then I incorporated the whole idea of putting this peak of the bid and what I call the valley of the ask. And so right here, you see the valley of the ask is way down here because once buying started and broke out of this Einstein line, you can see how it's moved up. And so then the indicator also tells you how many ticks of buying have been happening and then the distance it's traveled in pips and also the spread. So we'll just sit and watch here and see what happens if price goes down. But as you can see, price isn't going down. In fact, it's still continuing to go up here. But did you see what just happened? In the blink of an eye, price dropped below this peak. And now we have selling. So let's just see what happens next. So you see we got buying. Why? Because right here, price went above that valley. And so buying started again. So you might say, well, what good is that? You just said it was selling, and then all of a sudden it just jumped right back. Well, yes, that's true. That's how the market works. But the point being is that you can see what's happening here. At least I would hope you could see what's happening here. And see right now what happened was we hit the top of the hour. And so you see how those orders played out. So the question is now, which way do you trade? Well, you can see the strength. We just turned the indicator on here, and then you saw the strength of buying 427 ticks, sold for 14. Now we're back to 116 ticks of buying. That's kind of telling you what's going on here. Now, of course, this is going to have to reverse sooner or later. And you see we're right here, 1 pip off the high. So I would think we might start to see some selling shortly. And just as I said it, it happened. So let's just see what happens next to price. Okay, what happened? It didn't quite make it above what looks like happened there. And so price is still dropping. But the main point is, you see this point right here? Unless, as this is dropping, my theory or my observation is that price can't go up until it gets above this level. And yeah, it'll move up through the spread, but you don't get to cash in on the spread. That's the brokers. That's their rake, okay? But that's basically the tick timing trick, as somebody else has named it. Now, the other thing is you want to be smart. And what I mean by that is you can see we're 33 pips above the open. We've only got 38 pips of range. But it seems like the buyers have been in charge because it's above the open. And since this is only 38, we really don't have a rat zone. So we're not looking for much of a reversal either. But let's take a, maybe we have enough time we can find another pair that's moving around here. Let's see. I don't see any other pairs with either red or green. So I guess we'll just have to stick with dollar yen for the rest. So still want to see if the bid can push back up or not. But isn't it kind of amazing how you see how that bid hasn't crossed the ask? And to me, that's key. It's telling me something. It's almost as if they're tipping their hand. They move it almost close enough to entice you to go long, but then they turn around and they drop it again. And so that's how that trick works. See, now we're 5 pips below. So for the scalpers out there, you can see how you can go in and pick up a pip or two or three. And for the people who are trying to time their entries, like if you were trying to time the reversal off the high, you wouldn't have got stuck in here and only to see price go against you. No, you would have traded here. But of course, you have to remember there is some wiggling here as it goes between buying and selling. So right now we're looking to see if the bid can get above 108.99 for buying to commence. So my advice is, hit the F9 key if you don't have my indicator, which is TRO 2018 spread dots. But you don't need it. You can just watch this, but you'll have to keep track in your head or on a piece of paper uh, when every time it makes a lower low on the ask as it's moving down or a higher high on the bid as it's moving up. But remember, fellow traders, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks.